You know, every restaurant owner starts with this beautiful vision, right? A promise of incredible food, a one-of-a-kind atmosphere, a truly authentic experience. But then, reality hits, and that vision often crashes right into the cold, hard numbers on the profit and loss statement. Today, we're going to break down a 90-day playbook that's designed to bridge that exact gap.
So let's just start with the big one. The fundamental question every single F&B leader has to ask themselves. Is the story you're telling your customers the same story your bank account is telling you? Look, if there's a disconnect there, you are not alone. And the solution isn't just about blindly cutting costs. It's about getting a whole lot smarter.
So, what's the solution then? Well, it all starts with this core philosophy, operational stewardship. Now, this isn't just some buzzword. It means you have two jobs, and they're both equally important. Job one, protect the soul of your brand, that authentic reason your customers fell in love with you in the first place. Job two, build profitable, repeatable systems that make sure you can keep doing it. It's really about being a guardian of both the magic and the math.
Okay, so how do you even start? Well, the first 30 days are probably not what you think. You're not going to come in and make a bunch of sweeping changes. The principle here is so simple. Listen before you lead. This entire phase is all about immersion, about diagnosis, and truly understanding the operation from the inside out before you change a single thing.
And during this phase, you're going to focus on three key actions. First, you start by walking in your customer's shoes with a brand audit. Then, you get your hands dirty with operational shadowing. I mean, literally working right alongside your team. And finally, you dive deep into the numbers with a financial health check to see what they're really telling you. See how each step builds on the last? It gives you that complete 360-degree picture.
And this is the kind of shocking thing you can find. This number, this represents a staggering 15% spoilage rate that was uncovered during a real turnaround in Berlin. 15%. That means 15% of all the ingredients they bought were going straight into the trash. That is a critical cash-burning issue you only find by actually being on the ground.
And that financial check, it often uncovers another critical truth, and this quote just nails it. The most dangerous trap in the restaurant business isn't just your food cost percentage, it's your cash flow. Your P&L statement might show a profit, but if your cash is all tied up or it's flowing out faster than it's coming in, you are sinking. This insight right here is absolutely crucial.
So, with a clear diagnosis in hand, we can move on. Days 31 to 60, this is all about calibration. This is where you stop the bleeding and you start building stable, efficient processes that align the entire team with the financial goals of the business.
Now, the first instinct for most people here is also the biggest mistake. You panic and you start making broad cost cuts. But buying cheaper ingredients, that just damages your brand promise. The right approach is what's called yield management. The goal isn't to spend less on flour, it's to make sure that 100% of the high-quality flour you already bought actually ends up on a customer's plate. See the difference?
So how do you get the team aligned? Well, one of the most powerful tools out there is the 4 p.m. huddle. Right before service, the whole team gets the daily magic number, the exact amount of revenue you need to break even for that day. This simple act transforms them from just being passive order takers into active guardians of the P&L. They know when to upsell, when to push that high-margin dessert, because now they're co-pilots in the restaurant's financial success.
But how do you really get the team to buy in? You have to reframe the problem. This isn't just about the owner's profit. Waste isn't just lost money. For the kitchen team, it's lost time and lost labor. When you pitch it like this, as a way to protect their own energy and their own effort, suddenly following the new procedures becomes voluntary, not forced. It's all about respecting their work.
All right, so the operation is stabilized. Now, for the final 30 days, we get to shift from defense to offense. We're not just plugging leaks anymore. We are actively growing revenue and, maybe most importantly, building a system that can actually last.
Real growth comes from something called experience engineering. This is how you finally get to abandon those robotic, soulless server scripts. Instead, you empower your staff with narrative pillars. These are key, authentic stories about your product. This is how you elevate a simple transaction into a memorable cultural experience that, guess what, customers are happy to pay a premium for.
So what does that actually sound like in practice? Just imagine your server saying this. They're not just taking an order, are they? They're sharing a story. They're translating the quality of those ingredients into real, tangible value for the guest. This simple narrative transforms a 12-euro pizza from just a commodity into what feels like a bargain for an authentic piece of Italy.
At the same time, you're getting strategic with the menu itself using this classic matrix. It's simple. It just maps every single dish based on how popular it is against how much profit it makes. This gives you 4 categories. Your stars are popular and profitable. You protect those at all costs. Your puzzles, they make you a lot of money, but no one orders them, so you have to figure out how to sell more of them. Plow horses are popular but not very profitable, so you gotta reprice or re-engineer them. And finally, the dogs. Low popularity, low profit. It's time for them to go. It's just a data-driven way to maximize your profit.
So, how do you make all this incredible work last? The answer is the digital playbook. Every single process, from the kitchen prep SOPs to the narrative pillars for servers to your financial tracking, it all gets documented. This becomes the brain of the operation, making sure that excellence is repeatable and scalable.
So as we wrap up this whole 90-day journey, what's the ultimate goal? What's the point of all this? Well, it's not just about becoming profitable for a quarter. It's about building a resilient, autonomous, and scalable system that's built for long-term success.
And this, right here, this is the single most important takeaway of the entire thing. True leadership isn't about making yourself indispensable. It's about building a system that is so strong that it no longer depends on any single person, and that includes you. The playbook is the proof that you've created a sustainable operation, not just a personal dependency. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about for your own business. Where is that disconnect? What's the biggest gap between what your team does every day and what your P&L needs them to do? Because identifying that gap, that's the very first step in your own 90-day turnaround.